How are you all? I welcome you all to today's session. Dear students, today we are going to do a new kind of tense. So let us see what is that. Alright, so we are going to learn about past perfect tense today. Now dear children, you have an idea about present perfect tense, right? We have completed it in the previous session. So let us see what is past perfect tense. Now see this example. She had cleaned the room when I got home yesterday. Now here if you see, there are two actions going on. What is the one action? One action is when I got home. Okay. And this is in simple past tense. We have done simple past tense in the previous session. And the other action is she had cleaned the room. So there are two things going on. When I got home and cleaned the room. Now if you observe, we are using she had cleaned. These words are basically used as past perfect tense. The action of cleaning is described here as past perfect tense. Now we will understand more that why is it so. So just see dear children, there are two examples again. He ate dinner. He did the washing up. So again two work, right? The first work is ate dinner. Ate is our action verb. And the second work is washing up. Now which did he do first? If we ask which of these actions happened first? Let us say he ate dinner. So that means we can use these two sentences and combine them to show that which action came first. And so the sentence becomes he ate dinner, then he did the washing up. I think this is very clear to you, right? That he ate dinner, then means after that. He did the washing up. So there are two things. Now dear children, why not use a past perfect? Past perfect tense is used like this, that after he had eaten dinner, he did the washing up. Is that clear? Instead of writing he ate dinner, we can also write after he had eaten dinner, he did the washing up. So what does that mean? That means past perfect tense is used to denote which action happened first. Okay? And then the next action comes in simple past tense. We will learn more about it again. See the next example. So let us see the usage. Past perfect tense takes place before another past action. So just see, previous we have done one example, right? In the same way, let us understand this example. We are saying that past perfect tense takes place before another past action. That means when you want to show that which action was done first, then the action which was done first, that comes in past perfect tense, and the later action, the next action, comes in simple past tense. Now just see the example. I noticed that he had left his books behind. So again there are two actions going on. The one action is of noticing, right? Notice means that you saw something. And the second action is had left the books. Now just see which action will first happen. You will notice something or he had left the books. Yes, the action of leaving the books happened first. So that action will come in past perfect tense. Okay, so the sentence will be, I noticed that he had left his books behind. Dear children, just you need to understand that the action which will happen first, or the action that happened first, that action will come in past perfect tense. And especially when you are describing two actions together. Okay? And how do we use it? In simple past tense, we just take second form of the verb that we have done in one of the previous sessions. In past perfect tense, we take the helping verb had and use the past participle form. That is verb third form. Dear children, we have done the verb forms, right? If any time you need a recap, you can go through the videos on these topics. So it will become had left. Left is the third form of the verb leave. Alright? Let us take some more examples. Now see, this is a very good picture to understand. Now here we are saying that a train is there and it moved. The timing of the train is 9 a.m. This boy reached. And when did he reach? He reached at 9:15 a.m. So which action is happening first? The boy is reaching the station or the train is leaving first? Yes, you're right. The train left first at 9 a.m. and the boy reached later on. So the action that happened first, this action, the train left, this action will come in past perfect. Alright, so we can say when he arrived at the station, the train had left. Okay? When he arrived at the station, the train had left. We can also say the train had left before he arrived at the station. Right, you can put past perfect first, you can put simple past first, but then the conjunction word changes. Right, so when you say when he arrived at the station, comma, the train had left. If you want to put train had left first, before he arrived at the station. Okay? So just keep in mind that the action that happened first will come in your past perfect tense. This is the main rule. Alright? Now let us see next. So the past perfect expresses that something had happened, had been done before something else happened. Okay? So when you have two actions, something happened in the past and something happened before that. So the action which happened before, that action will come in your past perfect tense. Alright? I'm taking so many examples so that this thing becomes clear to you. We have to understand that which action happened first. The action which happened first, that will come in past perfect tense. Okay, and the later action will be in past tense. Most of the time, we use past perfect tense with past tense. So we need to understand this. Alright, now let us see this example. After Peter had repaired his motorbike, he fell asleep. So that means the action of repairing happened first and then he fell asleep. So both the actions happened in the past, but the repairing of the motorbike happened before he fell asleep. Alright? Now if you see again, we are using the word after here. There are many ways by which we can say this. Like Peter had repaired his motorbike before he fell asleep. Okay, we can also say after Peter had repaired his motorbike, he fell asleep. So there are different ways of saying the same thing. But tense is fixed. The action which will happen first, that action will come in past perfect tense. Alright? Let us see next. Now comes the rules. Now in today's session, dear children, we are going to focus on affirmative sentences. Alright? That are statements. Now it's very simple. We have to use the helping verb had and past participle form, that is third form of your verb. Now see this example. When we reached the school, the bell had already rung. Now rung is the past participle, the third form of the verb ring. So what does this mean? This means that the ringing of the bell happened first. Okay. Now see here the word is when. When we reached the school, the bell had already rung. We can also say the bell had already rung before we reached the school. We can also say the bell had already rung. It's the same way, before we reached the school. Okay. So you can say your sentence with the conjunction word before, with the conjunction word when also. Okay. Or we can say we reached the school after the bell had rung. We can even use after. Alright. But you need to understand. The tense, I'm again and again repeating, past perfect will be used for the action that happened first when we talk about two actions together. Alright. Now we have taken different examples so that you understand the usage, that how to frame the sentence with the word when or before or after. So focus on that things as well. Now see the past perfect affirmative. There are certain examples with the singular I, you, he, she, it, or with plural subjects you, we, they. The helping verb is always had. So I had found, you had seen, he had been, she had closed, it had thought, you had talked, you had cleaned, we had cleaned, they had bought. Alright? So these are all past participle or third forms of your verbs. Okay? So the rule is very simple. Simply take had and put your third form of the verb. Now let us see some examples. You can use past perfect to talk about actions that happened before a past event. That is the main thing. Okay? Like my mom had cooked dinner earlier in the day. So the word is had cooked. The teen had practiced all day yesterday. Our friends had already gone to see that movie. So this is all past perfect. You should understand how to recognize when you have helping verb had and you have third form of your verb. That means it is the tense past perfect tense. Dear children, why is it important to read so many examples? So that you understand the usage, and most importantly you understand that in which situations do we use a particular tense. Okay. Also, if you are given a lot of sentences and you need to find out which tense is what, then also you need to understand the tense. Okay. Now next, it had rained. I had found my phone. Please take care of the third form of the verb. Okay. I had made a mistake. We had done our work before he came. Now earlier were simple sentences where you just need to learn how to use past perfect. Now here is an example where there are two things going on, two actions, came and done. And we have to decide which will come in past perfect. So again, the work which is done first will come in past perfect. We had done our work before he came. So that means before somebody came, the work was done. Okay. He had driven my car before it fell off the road. So again, the action of driven happened first. Alright. They had gone too far. Now here, done is the third form of do. Driven is the third form of drive. Gone is the third form of go. Dear children, we have learnt the three forms of all these verbs. in our session regular and irregular verbs, right? So you can learn more verbs from there. Now let us see some more examples. Mike had finished his homework before he watched television. So watching television happened later and finishing homework happened first. Okay? My mom had left before I woke up. The snow had started to fall before Christmas Eve. So something which happened before something. That action will come in past perfect. The team had finished practice before 10. She had never visited Africa before her trip in 2009. Sam had seen the red car before he ran into it. So these all actions have the conjunction words before, right? And that becomes easy for us to understand that before something the action happened. So that action which happened something before something, that action will come in past perfect. Okay? Please don't get confused with the word these. You just need to understand that there are two actions going on and the action that happened before, earlier, that action will come in past perfect. Very simple. Okay? Now let us see some more things. Alright, the time is to do the exercises now. What is the bottom line? The rule is use had and third form of your verb and understand the sentence. Find out which action happened first. That action will happen in your past perfect tense. Okay? So here we have question A. Fill in the blank spaces using past perfect tense. Now here it's very simple. You're already told that these blanks have past perfect tense. So you just need to apply your rule. The race already finished by the time the last person arrived. Now dear children, although we know that in these blanks past perfect tense will come, but still read the full sentence and understand why are we using past perfect tense, understand why are we saying this action happened first. Okay. Now next, Steve had a gold medal. Here had is a past form because he dash win is your verb, the marathon. So that means he had a gold medal because earlier winning action had happened. Then only he get a gold medal, right? So the action of winning will come in past perfect. Maria fed her dog after she dash walk her dog in the evening. So that means the action of walking the dog happened first and then she fed her dog. Alright? That's why fed is past tense and this blank will come in past perfect. Uncle Sam bought a new motorbike after he ride it a few times. So that means action of buying happened later and action of riding happened first. Now please see the conjunction word because, after, and in the earlier examples we have done before. Okay, because these words help us to understand that which action happened first. Alright. By the time Alan and Jane had got to the restaurant, everyone began eating. So that means the action of got to the restaurant happened later. First, everyone had, I'm not going to use past perfect tense, that is your task. The action of beginning happened first. Pablo dash break the vase while trying to put flowers in it. So that means action of breaking happened first. Okay. So please understand, not every time you will get the word before. So I have purposely taken all the examples to make you aware that we can speak our sentence with the words like by the time, after, because, while. Okay. So such kind of words are used to show which action happened first. And the rule is simple. Use had, use the third forms of these verbs. I'm sure you'll be able to do it. Now let us see this. Complete the sentences using past perfect tense. Again, now we know that we have to use past perfect tense, so it becomes simpler for us. But read the full sentence to understand how do we relate when two actions happen together. Like number 1, the fire dash already reached the roof by the time the firemen arrived. That means the action of firemen arriving happened later on. Okay. Joe Smith went to prison because he dashed steal a lot of money. So action of stealing happened first. Then he went to prison. Number 3, Helen went to bed after she dash watched her favorite TV program. So the action of watching happened first. Then she went to bed. Okay. My father bought a new car after he tried it a few times. That means action of trying happened first and then he bought the new car. By the time Sonia got to the party, everyone began dancing. So the action of dancing happened first and then she got to the party. So you see the later actions, they are all in past tense. Went, bought, got. Right? The action which happened second, which happened later, they are all in past tense. Lorenzo dash eat all the ice cream before I opened the fridge. So the action of eating happened first. The action of opening the fridge happened later on. There was a lot of snow outside because it snowed earlier in that day. So that means the action of snowing happened first and then there was a lot of snow. Okay. So please, we have discussed all the sentences. This is simple. You have to just use your had helping verb and third form of the verbs. But take care, understand why first part is coming, why something is in past, why something is in past perfect. Okay. Now let us see the previous slide again and see the answers. So it should be the race had already finished. Steve had a gold medal because he had won the marathon. Maria fed her dog after she had walked her dog in the evening. Uncle Sam bought a new motorbike after he had ridden it a few times. RIDDEN. Okay? By the time Alan and Jane had got to the restaurant, everyone had begun eating. BEGUN. Pablo had broken the vase. BROKEN. While trying to put flowers in it. Alright? I'm sure you must have got your answers correct. The fire had already reached the roof by the time the firemen arrived. Joe Smith went to prison because he had stolen a lot of money. Had stolen. STOLEN. Helen went to bed after she had watched her favorite TV program. My father bought the new car after he had tried it a few times. By the time Sonia got to the party, everyone had begun dancing. Lorenzo had eaten all the ice cream before I opened the fridge. There was a lot of snow outside because it had snowed. SNOWED. Okay? So this is the way we completed our exercises. Right? So we had completed the exercise before we called off the session. Understand? We had completed the exercises before we called off the session. So that means action of completing exercises happened first and then we are closing the session. So thank you for watching today's video and I'm sure past perfect affirmative sentences now must be easier for you. Alright? So till we meet again, take care, goodbye, keep learning.